Hi Crochet Squad, welcome back to the channel. For today's tutorial, we are going to make this pretty shell stitch. It's just a small project for today. It's one of my favorite stitches that I would like to do. So if you would like to make this your favorite as well, grab your hook and your favorite yarn. Let's yarn over and let's get started. For this tutorial, what we're going to use for today is this acrylic yarn, plus I have my 5.5 millimeter hook. Now you can use any hook, any yarn, as long as it's something that you would like to see in your final project or finished product of your blanket or a table runner or whatever you would like to do that involves this shell stitch. So let's get started with a slip knot. Okay, I'll try that again. Okay, slip knot, done. Grab your hook and then pull your yarn, and then from here you would need to chain a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and if you notice that they are pretty big, which is okay, I just want to make these stitches a little loose, and it will help me at the end during the slip stitch. So from here we're gonna go back to this stitch right here, which is the first chain stitch, and what we're gonna do is that we are going to chain a total of 7. This chain of 4 acts us as a double crochet because of the height, plus a chain 1. So let's get some double crochets in this stitch. So if you remember, it's yarn over, insert your hook into that loop, and then yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over again, pull through the first 2, and then yarn over, pull through the second 2. Okay, now we just need to chain 1 and do another double crochet. Chain 1 again, and we double crochet for the 3rd time. So we have a total of 4, including our chain of 4. So we just need to make 4 more. So we have a total of 8. Now also, just to be sure that you made a chain 1, unlike me, so I had to remove that, chain 1, and then make your double crochet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is number 6. Chain 1. Number 7. Chain 1, and number 8. Okay, so 8, a total of 8 double crochets. 7 that are actual double crochets, and 1 just a chain of 4. So from here, what you need to do, aside from taking out my tail, yarn tail that is, okay. So from here, we just have to do a slip stitch in the original chain. So as I said earlier, that I did my chains a little loose so that I am able to make that slip stitch a little easier. So slip stitch is, well, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through again in that last loop. Okay, so from here we are going to make our shells. So the first thing that we need to do is that we just need to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Then from here you would need to chain 6 more so that you have a total of 7. Okay. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Five. And just want to be sure that this is the 6th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is correct. I counted this one and then I did 6 more. And then in our next space, we are going to do a single crochet. So single crochet is insert your hook in that space, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And then in the next space, we are going to do a total of 7 double crochets. So just to remind you that this is technically 7 because we counted this chain over here. And it was a chain of 3, which is about the same height as a double crochet stitch. So we're going to do 7 and then a single crochet. So I'll do that with you. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through first 2, and yarn over, pull through the second 2. So that's our first, second, third, 4, then 5, this is number 6, and 1 more, 7. Okay, second shell. And then of course we're going to do a single crochet here, and then the pattern would be shell, single crochet, shell, and then over here we're going to finish it off with a single crochet. So I'll meet you right here after I finish the last shell. Okay, so I just finished the last shell. All we have to do now is that we just have to create a single crochet over here, which I will do right now. 1 single crochet, and done. And now all we have to do is that we just have to slip stitch at the 3rd chain from our original chain. So insert your hook, it's about this one here. This one, it's going to show it to you. Insert your hook, then pull through and pull through again. And here you are. So as you can see, you have a mini shell square, which is pretty cute. Now we are going to continue to have this square growing. Now in this shell stitch, there's going to be 2 different rounds. So this round that we're gonna do is called the framework stitch, or the framework round. In this framework round, it consists of V stitches, a chain of 5, and then that pattern repeats. Then the second round, it would be our shell round. And then of course, I'll show you how that is done throughout this tutorial. So for now, let's get moving with our framework round. So from here, you need to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So why chain of 4? Because the first 3 is the height of a double crochet, and then the last one acts as a chain 1 for our V stitch. And then here's what you're gonna do. You are going to do a double crochet in the last single crochet from the last round here. So right here. So chain, take your chain, and then of course you need to double crochet in this stitch right here. So do your double crochet as usual. And this right here is your first V stitch. Now, from this point, this will become your corner. You would need to chain 3, and then we will put another V stitch in this same stitch, or in this space here. So let's chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we double crochet again. Okay, and then we chain 1, and then we double crochet again. Okay, so now this is gonna be our corner. And then now we have this shell. What we're gonna do here is that we are gonna chain 5 so that we'll be able to reach this next single stitch here where my thumb is. Okay, so chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then we are going to do another pair of V stitches, or yes, that is correct. So we are going to double crochet here, okay, and then chain 1, and then we do another double crochet. Then we chain 3, and then another pair of double crochets to complete our second V stitch. Okay. double crochet, that's 1, chain 1, and then then chain 5, okay, and then we repeat the pattern. So in the next single crochet stitch here, we add another pair of V stitches, chain another 5, and then another pair of V stitches, chain another 5, and then of course we just need to slip stitch at the third chain here at the very top, and then we'll go from there. So I'll meet you once I have finished the chain 5 for this shell here. Okay, so I just finished my chain of 5. So now what we're gonna do is that we just have to make a slip stitch so that this round is done, and then we'll move on to the shell round. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna find that top loop. So we are just going to place it right here, right on this loop here. And of course, if you're unable to place your hook through, for sure, you can just grab it from this part here of your hook, and then you should be able to insert your hook that way. Okay, so it's gonna insert my hook and then slip stitch, and my framework round is now done. So from here, here's what we're gonna do. So we are going to chain 3. So starting on this corner here, we're gonna chain 3, and then from this space we're gonna do 6 double crochets. So again, this is for making more shells. So let's do our 3, and then 6 double crochets. So this is 1, okay. Now I'm going to unravel more yarn. Okay. Now this would also be a good idea because I have yarn that is already changing colors. So if you have any yarn that it is color making color changes by itself, this would be the perfect stitch for it. If you have solid colors and you want to switch them as well, that's fine too. Because this is actually one of my favorite stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's so fun. Shells remind me of the ocean, and this is also a good stitch if you are creating, like, say, a water themed project. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so as I was saying, that this shell stitch is perfect for any projects that is very a very water theme, like dolphins, fish, mermaids, and all sorts. So we just finished the first shell on this round. So now we have this space here, right here, and we're gonna do a single crochet. Okay, and then we are gonna do another shell. That's one, that's two, that is three, that is four, five, six, one more, seven. Okay, so we got now our shell corner. So here in our previous round we did a chain of 5. Yes, chain of 5. So we need to anchor this down, and then we can move to the next V-stitch for our next corner. So for here, what you need to do is find the 4th double crochet post. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one right here. So to anchor this down, we're going to do a single crochet in this loop, in this space here. Okay, and then we are going to create a shell in this V-stitch. So I'm just going to unravel more yarn, and then of course after this corner, after this corner is filled with shells, the pattern would repeat for the rest of the round. So it would be anchor, shells, anchor, shells, and then anchor, and then we just have to slip stitch at the end. So I'll do this one with you for this corner, and then I'll let you try it yourself. So we'll need 7, yarn over, insert your hook, and pull through your loops just like before. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, unravel more yarn, and then you're going to, so in this space here, you're going to single crochet, and then another shell. Okay, so that's the third one. this is, whoops, okay, got caught in that one. 1 second. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. One more double crochet, and then we are done with this corner. So our second shell corner. So now from here, you just have to anchor this down. Anchor this down here, finding your 4th double crochet post, and then 2 shells here, one here, single crochet in between, another anchor, and then more shells, anchor down, and then of course we slip stitch at the end. So I'll meet you here when I'm about to anchor this chain of 5 and from the 4th double crochet post. Okay, so here we are. So I just finished this last corner here. So I did 7 double crochets. It's gonna make this, I'm gonna bring this closer to the camera. So 7 double crochet, single crochet, another 7, and then of course I am over here. I have a chain 5 from the previous round, and I just need to anchor that down using a single crochet, and I need to find the fourth double crochet. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. Okay, so here, there we go. Okay, and now we just have to slip stitch into this one right here. Okay, and again, of course, if you can't get through that loop, just use the other end of your crochet hook to open up that loop. Just make sure that you insert your hook through that V. Okay, and then slip stitch, and then there you have it. Okay, and then of course for this round we are going to do our framework round. Now for this one, before we start, so as you can see that you have your, just gonna move this up here. So as you can see, you have your side spaces and your corner spaces. So with that said, as you continue to work on this project, there will be more side spaces and more shell spaces and corner spaces. So on your spaces, on the side spaces, sorry, and you just need to do 1 V-stitch, and then of course you do need to do 2 at the corners. So for this framework round, we're just going to show you how the side spaces would look like, and of course this includes with the shells, and then this would continue so that you would have like 2 side spaces, then you have your corner space, and then 3, and then your corner space, 4, and so forth. Again, this is up to you. The size is up to you depending on what you're making. So without further ado, let's get going with the framework round. So we are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we double crochet in the last single crochet from our last round. So we go back to that one, okay. All right, now since this is a side space, you don't have to do a second one, only on the corner. So now from here, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we are at our corner. So find our single crochet, which is right over here. Okay, then we do our double crochet. Okay, so we are going to chain 1 and do another. And then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then of course we are going to do another V stitch so that we have our corner, and it will be in the same one as before. Okay, and of course I need to unravel more yarn. Chain 1, okay, and then we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we do another V-stitch here. Chain another 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you do a V stitch here. This is another corner. Here we go. Okay, so V-stitch and then chain 3. Okay, and then of course we do another V-stitch so that we create our corner. Okay, so here, So now we do another chain 5, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then and then also we do one single, hang on, no idea what happened there. And then we do one single V-stitch right here. Okay. Chain 1, then same space. Okay, there. So the pattern continues for this round. It would be chain 5, and then two V-stitches, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 5, single V-stitch here, and then another corner, chain another 5, and then we slip stitch right here. So I'll just repeat that again because I may have done it off camera. So from here you chain 5, then you do a corner of your V-stitches, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3, then double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 5, single V-stitch here, chain another 5, your corner, chain another 5 here, and then we slip stitch right here. So I'm going to continue working on this framework round, and then I'll meet you right here. Okay, so I just made it to the end. I just have to chain 5. So let's do that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then we are going to slip stitch on the third chain. So it'll be right about here. Okay, so slip stitch done, and our framework round is now done. So now here's what we're gonna do. So we are going to make our shells. This time we have, of course, our side spaces and corner spaces. So of course, on your side spaces, you will just do one shell. So for this one, where we are right now, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to do 6 more in that space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, unravel more yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, and 6. Okay, perfect. So now we have a chain of 5. Find our 4th double crochet post and we anchor it down with a single crochet. Okay, and then now we are at the corner, so of course we just need to do a shell and then single crochet, shell, and then we anchor it down. Okay, that's 1. Hang on a second, hang on. Okay, so let me correct this because I don't know if that looked like a double crochet to me. So just to remind you that it's okay to make mistakes, okay? You just have to go back and try again. Okay, so that's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6, and number 7. Okay, and then we single crochet here. And then we do another shell in this space. Okay, grab a little more yarn. So that's 1, 2. 3. 4. 5. 6 and 7. Okay, then of course next one we anchor it down with a single crochet at the fourth double crochet from the previous round, and the pattern continues. So from here, this is what you're going to do. So for every side V-stitch, you just add in a single shell, anchor, and then at the corner, like here, shell, single crochet, shell. You anchor, and then you have a single shell here that you need to add. And then of course, anchor it here. And then of course, shell, single crochet, shell, anchor, and then single shell, anchor, and then of course we have another corner over here, and then anchor it down one last time, and then we slip stitch. So I will meet you over here when we are about to anchor and try it yourself. Okay, so I just finished this corner of shells. So now I just have to anchor this one last chain of 5. So that's a single crochet that I have to do. Okay, and there. And then to end this round, we slip stitch at this top chain here. And we are done for our tutorial. So now I just have to point things out from here onwards until you reach the desired size of your blanket. So as you notice that you have now more side spaces and corner spaces. So it's going to just that. So where we would end off for this round, that if we were to continue, this would be for your framework round. So from here, it would be a single V stitch, and then for here, it would also be a single V stitch. Then corner, you have a pair of V stitches. Then you have a single V, single V, double V. Then single V, double V, single V, double V. And then of course you have the chain 5 in between here. And then of course you slip stitch here. And then of course you would have more side spaces to fill in with your shells. And then it would continue growing as such until you reach the size of that blanket that you want. So if you enjoyed this cozy tutorial on how to make these dreamy shell stitch, click the like button and also subscribe for more tutorials. Until next time, keep crafting quietly.